Stand by. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh. There we go.
I thought we'd actually ended straight away. Right. Edits to the video. See, right at the end of showtime, there's a list of all the artists involved, as in who did the video, who did the picture, who did the music. Need to put them in. So you, Jim, Roman and that get the...
Next time. I had to edit it to...
That's what happens when I don't actually check things. Anywho, hello, Alec.
Hello.
Welcome. Good to be back.
Yeah,
I know I popped in thingy, but I'm getting back into things slowly. I'm catching up with things, so we'll see how we go with the Let's Talk Geeky, see if we can get it back on, but it won't be every week. That killed me. I'm getting old. Getting old. Yeah. I'm falling apart.
What we're doing, hello everyone, what we're doing, that me and PJ will be coming to you live once a month with hopefully guests appearing now and again. FFSI is now doing this in association with PJ Maybe. So a monthly stream gives us enough time to wind down and, do what we've got to do in between until we come live again, correct?
Yep, definitely. You can see I can't actually do two things at the one time because I can't talk and type. As I said, I'm getting old. I used to be able to do that without even thinking. Now I have to think, and that's never a good thing for me.
Well, unfortunately, Colin can't be with us tonight because he's probably off doing other streams.
Sorry, did you say fortunately or unfortunately? I didn't hear you.
So let's see who we got in the chat tonight, shall we? We have got Darren, who posted earlier.
Yeah, and Jim's obviously on your side, your channel.
Oh, yeah. Jim, the return of Jim the Viking. Great to see you, Jim. We do really miss you. We really do miss you.
Yeah.
And we've got the lovely Wendology. Great to see you, Wendy. So, where shall we start?
Well, let's do a catch-up. What's been happening? What have you been doing?
Well, I'm now, how can I put this? I'm now going to be published with my book.
Excellent.
But you've got to wait a long time.
Like any books?
Well, just the one book.
No, fairness, I mean, doesn't matter how long a time you'll still be published earlier than George R.R. Martin.
I might be back on once I'm back in front of a better computer. It would be great to have you back, Jim.
Yes. Jim, I did it once but through my iPad. Remember that time I got I had the power cut in the middle of the stream? I had to link my iPad to my phone and stand outside with a torch just so I could end the stream, because at that point I was literally controlling everything myself, and that's how I finished the stream. I had to log in with my iPad linked to my phone so I could get data so I could talk and actually bring the stream to an end. That was a power cut. Aye.
Well, I'm going to show you, because I've never got a chance to show you. A shout out to Austin Macaulay Publishers for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, excellent. But this, it's congrats and looking
Thank you.
forward to it.
Oh yes, it's been a long time coming, especially when the other publishers let me down, but it's their fault they went bust. So, but how can I put this? Is that I may have lost the money to them, but I may get it back one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But with Austin McCauley, shout out to him. Thank you for taking me on board and everything. So let's see when the book is fully done, and hopefully I can present it live on stream and say when the actual date is going to be. So
Yeah.
but at the moment, so what old shows have you been watching lately?
Actually, I've watched Blacklist.
Yep.
I enjoyed it. I hated most of the characters except Raymond, Denby, and a few of his associates. All the FBI people,
Mm-hmm.
I wish they all got killed off. The only FBI guy was the Indian guy, the computer hacker, who was in the first 6 seasons, and he was only in the first episode, I think, of the season 7. Was it Malik?
Mm-hmm.
But all the other ones, in effect, we stand for law and order. Yeah, I killed him and buried the body. Yeah, I did this and but I'm still a thing. And then the FBI recruited Denby. It was so unbelievable, and the way it finished, I was disappointed. They should have actually had Raymond, and he get killed by a bull. Spoilers, it's not as if it's a new show. He gets killed by a bull, and they were setting it up because they mentioned it a few times. He was about an old bullfighter and that's how he died. To me, I would have preferred he was selling things off. He was as if something was going to happen and he wanted to die. I would have preferred he goes into something and it explodes as it goes in, and then just leave it. So it's ambiguity. Did he die, or is he just sitting in an island somewhere out of it? But I was disappointed with that. But the characters, Denby and Raymond, were really good. I didn't like any of the other ones at all. Not one of them. Except the computer hacker, the computer guy. The rest of them were all forgetful and uninspiring. I hated the Liz character, Elizabeth Keane character. Everybody saying, "Oh, this is Masha, the baby you saw 30 odd years ago," and they're all going, "Oh, Masha," as if it was the second coming, and you're sitting there thinking, it's basically, it was nonsensical. And yeah, Raymond could have maybe it was all about his feelings for her, but everybody else just seemed to, as soon as you say this is Masha, oh, Masha, and then basically they were giving it all that, and you're sitting there thinking, what? Sorry, Eddie Murphy did it better in Golden Child. Yeah, I mean, it was just it was ridiculous. I enjoyed most of it except when the FBI guys were on screen. The rest of it was really good. Him and his business in the background, twisting it, and James Spader, superb in the role. And the next one I watched, which I've watched multiple times, as you can see down, as you can see down there. Well, you can't, but down here, I've got the VHS tapes of Farscape, and I rewatched that.
Right.
And I realised, except the Jim Henson puppets, I found it dull.
Right.
Because a lot of the stuff was, you had Dargo, this big powerful alien, but sometimes you get beat with somebody who was a lot smaller and weaker, and then there was times where he would get beat by John. The two of them would fight as if they were a level of their powers. So the very first time you see him, he picks John up almost like that, and he's meant to be this strong alien. The next time the two of them are wrestling or fighting, and it's almost as if the two of them will get the same power dynamic, and it's just it was nonsensical. The power, I hated. What was it? Rigel. He was meant to be a dislikable character, Rigel, and he was very dislikable. I disliked him immensely, but the puppeteering was fantastic on it. Pilot, fantastic. Moya was just the get out of jail free thing because she can't do that. She can't. It takes her a while to starburst. Emergency starburst, boom, choom. And you're sitting there thinking, wait a minute, last episode they said starbursts can't work like that. They need to build up the power. Then the next minute they're doing an emergency starburst and it does this very, 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 very quickly. There was no sense to it. And it was just one of those things. I liked it in general, but there was just certain things that annoyed me about it as I got older. Obviously, I've got the VHS tapes down there, so I have.
Right, VHS still.
I still got the VHS tapes. Right, and at the back, it's got you can see a wee bit there, but they all line up, so you see Moya. So you do. But so I've had this for a while. I've seen, I saw it multiple times when I first got these.
Not a lot.
So I've got the discs. But the thing is, watching it with a more critical eye, things annoy me. And since I started doing the YouTube years, 21, I think I started it. 2021, I can't remember exactly, but I'm more critical with things I would enjoy. I'm more critical with. Farscape was one of them. What else am I watching? Digging for Britain.
Well,
I'm actually in season 7. It's up to season 12, but I'm rewatching them all. So I hadn't watched a lot, and one of the guys had mentioned it. And obviously, because I've seen Time Team multiple times, all 20 seasons, I've watched that. I watch that at least once a year, because of my dad. And I usually watch it right about his birthday in July. So I'm looking forward to rewatching it again. But this is another one. It's just basically all about stuff about Britain, and it's archaeology again. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm halfway through it. But apart from that, I've not really watched anything old. A couple of movies. I rewatched The Alamo. I got a few John Wayne movies. So The Alamo and Based Odds and Ends. And I've been out metal detecting. I retired November last year. End of November, I retired. So I'm a happy chap. Basically, I took a package and just retired. So I'm free. Yay! So I'm spending a lot more time trying to get healthy, eating better, doing exercise, and metal detecting's my exercise. That gets me out walking. And I've even stopped recording because I find that interrupts the enjoyment. So I've even stopped recording. The last 3 or 4 weeks, or 3 weeks or so, I've not recorded anything. Yeah, I'm a free elf. Yeah, an old free elf.
Yeah,
but so things have changed.
Yeah,
health is getting worse, getting old. So it is. But apart from that, I did have the 2 of them, but I've only got Benji. He's lying sleeping here.
Bring him on! Bring him on!
No, he's sleeping. Once he wakes up, he'll try and climb all over me. But Buddy's bugged off. Buddy's away somewhere, so the 2 of them keep me busy.
Yeah, well, I was going to say what I've been watching. Because you spoke about Farscape earlier. Well, what I've been watching is Stargate SG-1 seasons 9 and 10. Hello, Hardy, all right.
The Ori. I was never a big fan of the Ori.
No, but how could I put it? It was a very interesting season, you know.
Oh, they were good, but it just as a bad guy, the Ori just.
It's a great shame they never got to finish it, really, except for a TV movie. Like the whole season 11 could have happened where they could have wrapped it up, but
well,
no,
truthfully, the way they went with Stargate Universe, as I've always said to Roman, it was too dark for me.
Yeah, you couldn't really
I preferred SG-1 and I preferred Atlantis. Universe, I did not like.
See, the thing is with Universe compared to SG-1 and Atlantis, it didn't have much of a comedy element to it because how many funny episodes did they have?
But see, it's not the funny episodes. You can have a program that doesn't have a humorous episode.
Yeah.
Like SG-1 had the time loop episode and stuff like that. You can have a thing without having a humorous episode, and it can still be quite a light heroistic program. But I found Universe too dark and depressing and nihilistic. And I think that's everything was going nihilistic. So rather than them actually turn SG-1 nihilistic, they basically stopped it and went to Universe. And I think people said Universe was getting better and better audiences. I think it ended in season 2 because people who were Stargate fans found it too nihilistic. It wasn't the Stargate thing that was out there. It's like the modern Trek. People who like the classic Treks. I mean, I love Voyager. Hate most of the characters, but Voyager's my guilty pleasure. I don't like most of the characters. One or two of them I really like. The rest of them I could take or leave. The big thing about 7 of 9, isn't she great? No. She basically, they say, she's Borg so she can be rude as hell. And it's no even funny rude. It's just rude. So it was a way of allowing her to be cheeky and disrespectful or whatever. I could do what I want. But to me, her character's not very nice. I liked the Doctor. Doctor was a great character. I like Janeway sometimes, but most of the time it's a case of, what do you need a science officer for? What do you need engineers for? Because you can do it all. You know what I mean? She might as well have flown the ship herself. You know what I mean? Because we have seen other episodes in different seasons where everybody was ill or something, and one person was, with the aid of the computer, was doing everything. But sometimes Janeway annoyed me. But there was other times where her character was great. Like the very final, the final one where, as an older admiral, she went back in time to help them get back. I thought she was fantastic at that, as the defeating the Borg Queen. And it's things like that. Some of the characters were good sometimes. The Doctor was good all the time. Sometimes Harry Kim was good, but sometimes he was a moany-faced get. Sometimes Tom Paris was good. Sometimes he was just very... I mean, B'Elanna Torres, I would say about 90% of the time, her character was great. There was 1 or 2 episodes where it was just annoying because it was all about, it is the Klingon part of her. But on the whole, B'Elanna's character was good. The Doctor's character was good all the time. I didn't find an episode where the Doctor's character annoyed me. But it's things like that. Kate Mulgrew is a really good actress. What are you screaming at? Kate Mulgrew is a really good actress, but I think it is the way it was written for her. It was a case of you can do everything. You don't need anybody else. Yeah, I mean, you never saw Picard, Kirk, or all that in the engineering saying to the chief engineer, "This is the way you should do it, and if you do it this way, you should do that." You never saw him in the navigation telling the person that's in charge of it how to do the job, and if you did it this way, it would be better. You never saw the captain was someone who was in charge of the ship and designated all the jobs. Where in Voyager, they had her, she could do all the jobs. So what did she need all these people for? And that's the parts that annoyed me. But it's still a guilty pleasure. I still love watching it. I hated Neelix. That was a creepy him with him and Kess. She was 2-year-old. But it was just Tim Roth, Tuvok. I thought similar to B'Elanna Torres, a good few of his stuff. He was a good 70-80% of his stuff was really good. The bit where the illness was starting to come in, I thought they were just trying to take it in a different way, and it just didn't work for me. But on the whole, it's my guilty pleasure. I just love it. But it's the same idea with the new Trek. They've got all these things that they could do this and they do that, and you're sitting there thinking, that's no Star Trek. It's just another sci-fi show. They're just putting, like, for instance, they have it. Oh, it's a lot earlier in Enterprise, but they could beam themselves across the whole universe. So what do they need ships for? Or they had 3D holograms. So why did they have a communication officer who had to relay things saying so and so? And it was things like that. And you're sitting there thinking, the new stuff just doesn't work, because with the old stuff and you're running from that, you can't go back in time and make it more sophisticated and then say, but they never told anybody about his sister. Everybody in the whole universe were told to forget it, and they all went, okay. So it's things like that. So Stargate Universe, see, I can come back to what I was talking about. I do remember sometimes, is very nihilistic, and to me, it's not Star Trek. It's not Stargate. It's the same as like a lot of the new Star Trek stuff is no Star Trek. The new Star Wars stuff is no Star Wars. They are talking about another season of Stargate or something or other. There have been talks about.
Apparently it may be a reboot. It may be a reboot. It may be a new season. I don't know, but
I don't think it's a new season. I think it may be a partial reboot. I think it'll be a partial reboot. It may be a prequel, so it'll be all about the Greys, the Furlings, the Ancients. So basically, because the 4 races, I think it might be to do with the 4 races rather than the Earth and stuff like that. So Earth will just be in the background, and the way to get around it is the Ancients will be the ones who will be behind me, so they've got all the actors without makeup on, and so the Furlings will probably be. There is rumours that they look like small or something like Ewoks. So
are they going to be cute in the episode 2?
Well, that's what they're meant to be, because there's been a few things that they mention about it, but it's been sort of off topic. But they're talking about relaunching or reimagining or doing something like that. But that's Stargate. Then what else is there talking about? Talk about new stuff. There's a few other things they're talking about redoing, relaunching. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, please don't. You'll kill it. But it's not normal. I think anytime they touch anything now, they kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's just like somebody going, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. It's like a necromancer in a D&D game going, boo, die, don't die, don't die. And it's that type of thing. So as soon as somebody actually mentions, oh, we're doing a reimagining of, oh, that's that killed, that's it gone. Yeah, I mean, but
anyway, shall we?
Apart from that, I'm looking forward to a lot of TVs. I'm actually got something I need to rewatch. It is on my watch list. It's been on my watch list for about a month. But yeah, I will tell you about it shortly. I've got a couple of things on my watch list. And I'll show you one of the things, right? I'll show you one thing. There's nothing to do with things. This is just something my nephew made me. I told my nephew I was looking for something. My brother-in-law passed, so my nephew's been busy with all these woodwork tools just to make sure they all just don't lie in the garage and go to waste. So he's been teaching himself woodwork because his dad taught him some bits and pieces and he's doing more and more. And he built me something. I told him I've always wanted one. Right behind me, you can see what I've done with my sword. Right, you can see what I've done with my sword. I've put it so it's sitting there, right?
The logo's upside down.
Oh well, it's basically if I wanted to stand it up the other way, the weight of it, it just keeps wobbling.
I know, but it's a shame the sword don't have a twisting logo. That's the main problem.
Nobody can hear you, Alec, because you're not on. I don't know. Right, put me back down to a smaller screen.
Well, I thought you was going to show you.
I'm going to show you, but you don't need the big screen. It's annoying when I can see myself on a big screen. Anyway, I'd been telling him he obviously knows I like a sword, and he made himself 2 swords. What is it? What's the thing? It's the one that actually with the dragons in it, Cersei and stuff like that. I keep on going to say Lord of the Rings, but it's no Lord of the Rings. It's
not Dungeons and Dragons.
No, the one with the Lannisters and.
If anyone knows in the chat, please remind PJ.
Its name is gone out of my head. It is the George R.R. Game of Thrones. Thank you very much, man. So he's got the broken sword from Lord of the Rings. He's got a dagger from Game of Thrones. He's been doing bits and pieces. But I told him I've always wanted a particular type of sword. And he made me it. Wooden. A gladius.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That's just wood. He just basically one piece of wood. He just basically shaped it and then he painted it for me. So just a simple piece of wood. He just smoothed it all down. How does that not? You know what I mean? Does that not look cool? It's just he just made it. He done himself the one from the broken sword from the Turn of the King, and he's done the dagger, the one that killed the Night King, Valerian Steel. Is that the one, Miranda? Valerian? Is that the one that killed the wee girl used to kill the
was you in the wrong chat, Sadaku?
Aye.
Was that?
Hey,
that's what I call a toothpick.
You leave the toothpick alone. You call that a toothpick? That's not a toothpick. That's a toothpick. I've got a back at him, so don't go on about my toothpick. But no, he made us a gladius, and that's sort of wood. He just basically got a picture of it and just drew it. And he basically, I thought that was a really cool that he made. You know what I mean?
That is proper craftsmanship.
It is. my brother-in-law could basically was really handy with what David. He could make furniture and stuff like that. David had done thingy, but since he's that passed, he's been using his tools to make sure they don't just waste away, and he's got really into it. You should see the sword. He's the sword and the dagger. What's the name of the dagger that they used? She killed the Night King with the Valerian steel dagger. That's what he's made. He made that dagger. He's made the sword from the Return of the King, the broken sword, and he made that. And he's making one for himself as well. So I'm really happy with that. That's basically, and he painted it all up and everything. So he's done a really good job, considered. And it's actually quite wieldable. So it's no overly heavy. It's quite light. So it is, and I think it's quite strong. I think that part there, because of the how thin the wood is, it's solid. But just if it was going to break anywhere, it would be there. And it's only just because the thinness of the wood. If you actually hit something with it, it would go snap. But it's not going to get hit. It's going to lie behind me up there, across the back behind the other sword. But yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm happy with that.
Well, shall I show everybody what I've just started building?
Yes. Go on, show us.
Okay, this is not for me. It's for my little brother. Because he is a massive fan of Doctor Who. And when I presented this to him the other day, he kept sticking it on his forehead and pretending he was one of them. At the moment, the other parts are not haven't got yet, but
is this one of these ones that you build up,
yeah,
build up, and you get different parts every month?
Yeah, and as you know, this is the battery box, and here's the test board. And if I press this button here, no, it's
nothing
not on.
happens. If I press this button here,
here we go. Right. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, superb.
And if I press the button again,
oh, it basically.
Yeah.
Now that is cool.
Yeah,
and considering the size of that, is that it's almost a full size. It's what is it, a 50% reduction? It's going to stand about that height.
More like about that height.
Aye, it's going to be big because it's that is going to look cool. How long is it going to take? Is it a like they used to do like one a month or one every 2 weeks?
Yeah, 4 issues a month.
Four issues a month, so one a week.
Yeah.
And that's actually a lot quicker. Normally they used to do it once a month, because if you were buying it to build it yourself straight away, it would cost you like $3,000.
I know.
Because I did that I had the Doctor Who chess set. It was pewter. And every month you got a figure.
The thing is, Thunderbird 2 was a kit build, right? But this is more, And the one thing is, the next time I tell you not to put me on a Dalek ship, you don't put me on a Dalek ship. Ow! And if anyone gets that reference, please write it in. Yeah, so at the moment, it's that's all it is at the moment. I won't be getting the dome for another 3 to 4 weeks.
But at least, so that came in parts and you had to build it. That came in parts.
Yeah, came through as a backpack in the post.
Yes. See, that's ideal. Because as I said, I remember doing it with a Doctor Who chess set, pewter. The figures were like that. So you would get one a month and it would cost something like £20 a month. Over, and then once you completed the set, you got the rest of the Doctors as well. So the Doctors only went up to Sylvester they actually went up to Paul McGann. So you could get the extra 6 Doctors or 7 Doctors, because you had you could choose what Doctor to have. I had Tom Baker, and then I got all the other ones, and then effectively I needed to sell it. But in effect, I actually think they're well worth it because if you looked at how much it would cost you if you were buying it all in one go, you would be going,
I don't know how heavy it's going to be.
Well,
but I'm gonna bring it up.
It's going to be plastic. It's going to be plastic, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not.
No, that's what I was asking. That's why I says it's going to be plastic.
Part plastic, part die-cast metal.
So it's going to be a bit of weight in it, because the die-cast metal will be the bits of struts to keep everything.
Well, I'm going to show this on screen for a minute. So here we go. Here it is. So that is what it's going to be. Now you see the bloke there
sitting down. That's a bit of size to it.
Yeah.
140 issues.
140 issues. So it's how can I put it? It's gonna take some time.
Yes.
It's gonna take some time.
You're talking about 140 weeks. You got 52 weeks.
Yeah.
You got 52 weeks, so you're talking about what, 3 years?
Probably.
Just under 3 years. But 3 years to build it.
Hail Apollo Minion. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name properly.
Apollo Minion.
That's it.
But yeah, I think it's going to actually look cool.
Yeah.
And what you should do is, I bet you didn't do it again. What? You should have done the build of that, and then every week you do a wee bit, and then just bring all the videos together and go, this is it from episode 1. You just go brrr and see it building.
Well, how can I put this? I was thinking about doing it, but the problem is everyone else is doing it, and I thought,
I know, but the thing is, if you do issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, and just actually do your issue by issue, and then just
videos out there building the Daleks. So I just, I don't really want to do it. But anyway, speaking about model kits.
Now
I was supposed to acquire something else, but they haven't been released yet.
Oh,
so
see, while you're doing that, give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Well, you're doing that. You do it.
Everybody, I was going to get the Corgi 60th anniversary Thunderbird set. The problem is they're not been released. So I've been after this for quite a while. Yes, and there's the price. £30.
Cool.
Now, the thing is,
if anyone can build what's in the box.
Wait. If anyone can build a studio knock it up to a studio model, that would be great. If you give me a price, I can't build it myself because I haven't got the tools or facilities to do it. It's not a kit build. That's the problem. It's not a kit build.
Well, back to me. Right. Remember,
PJ
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Remember what somebody got me for not Christmas Day, the Christmas before, and I said that's going to take me an age. Remember, somebody got me the thing I had to build. I've managed it. Do you know how long this took me to build?
How
long? With all the screws, it took me 3 months.
Bloody hell.
Yes. Took me 3 months to build.
And that came in the tin?
That came in the tin. So, like, for a see the you look at the wings.
Yeah.
See them? There's like 3 of them make up one wing.
That is a proper Meccano, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so in the body, that's 3 bits. Well, 4 bits because you've got the bit there, you've got the bit there, and then you've got these 2. So it's basically all small parts, all built together to give you the jet plane. That took me an absolute age because look at all the tiny screws and nuts and bolts. Look at them, nuts and bolts. That took me an absolute age because of this.
Yeah,
I would
they
have
were
done that. I would have done that in a couple of nights normally, but it took me months, and it
But it's
was.
worth it in the end, isn't it?
It worked. Yeah, I mean, I did get to it. It took me a while, but I did get to it. So there you go. I just thought I would show you how it finished up.
Yeah, and it's not really Meccano, but you know,
It's not Meccano. It's a cheapo, but it basically does the same job, and it turned out really well. So I thought I would show you. So I would.
Anyway,
Keep going.
PJ. Alright, he'll be back in a second, folks.
I'm here. I'm not moved. I'm just actually turned the camera off.
You don't.
It's only because I was getting a cuppa.
Ah,
Look.
dog dad.
Isn't that right, son? Here you go.
Hey, which one is it again?
Benji. Yeah.
Hello, Benji.
Here you go, son. Right. Can I get some peace now? Okay. Yeah. He's just lying there. That's where his bed is, right next to us. The two of them normally sit there. Isn't that right, son? So, aye. Sorry.
Anyway, right. I was going to say, can you hear something?
I think so. What's that? I can't even remember what I was meant to say.
What was that?
I don't know, but I think we should actually.
Oh, you've caught his guts.
What's in the box? Eh? You want to see what's in the box?
Hey!
And that's never been taken out of the box yet. And it's going to be. So what I'll need to do is bring out the drawer.
Okay.
Set that there. And see what's in the box.
Here we come. First unboxing.
A certificate of authentication. 2004 made, and this is 840. Sorry, Benj. Did I really get that in your way, son?
Where does he get those great, wonderful toys?
This was a lucky find. Alec had mentioned it to me. He'd sent me a memo. This weighs a ton.
Bloody hell.
So Alec had mentioned it to me, and he says, I saw it, and I says, I'd ordered it because I'd got the email as well. But the problem was, I purchased it the week before I got made an offer to go to make me redundant. Right? So, in effect, it was my last ever purchase of a big something.
You heard that.
In effect, that is it.
No more collectibles.
Right, so I'll put the box out the way, but look at the box as well. You know what I mean? It's just cool. Talks about it, the specifications, the schematics. Crew complement 5 occupants. Maximum speed, Sol 9.5. Primary power, unknown. Theorized to be some form of nuclear fusion. Yeah, they're using a nuclear rocket. Armaments, high output directional energy discharge. So it's things like that that tells you. So shadow. So as soon as I saw this, I had to purchase it. But it's been sitting in the box since I got it. It is quite heavy. You get it. Sit it on.
You always wanted one.
I've always said I've been wanting one. So
and you finally got one.
I have to spin it myself. So
no,
I know Disney. I was wanting the one with it. I was hoping it came with a battery, but I'm quite happy. It actually spins because you get the wee plastic rider to sit it on. So as you can see, it spins round there. So you sit it on a wee plastic rider, and then you can. I would have loved it if it actually had a wee battery operation, just keeping it spinning with the sound. That would have been amazing. Just sitting in the background, just going, woo. Yeah, I mean, doing Alec. Sound.
Oh, sorry.
You imagine doing that if that made that sound as well as spun, that would have just been cool. Just with it sitting in the background, just spinning and making a sound. But there you go.
Darren's asking, does it make that sound?
No, unfortunately. But that's it.
That is absolutely cool.
It is, and it's quite heavy. It's got a bit of weight on it.
It must have got some metal in it, but it does look...
it'll have a bit of metal in it. I think these here, the struts, those bits are attached to the main body, and it's the main body part, the central column, which has got the weight in it. So it has all the weight centrally, so when it's spinning, it's not wobbling. But it just looks absolutely cool, so it does.
I think that's been partly 3D printed, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's exactly the ship I've always wanted. You know, I've got up there, I've got the
Interceptor.
No. I've got the Mark IV Viper there.
Yeah.
Up there, I've got the War of the Worlds ship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've always wanted one of these. I wanted one. I could have got one with a magnetic thing. It just sits there, and it just rotates. But it just looks like a wee normal UFO. Not interested in that. I wanted one of these. And I've been wanting one of these for years. I've mentioned it multiple times.
And then it finally came.
It finally came.
Now we've got to get you an
Just sit it there, and every so often just go, spin.
Yeah, but you've got to get an interceptor now. You've really got to get an interceptor.
Oh, I need to get the interceptor, and I need to get a SAM.
The satellite.
Yes. So I need to get. I used to have an interceptor when I was younger. Typically lost the nose rocket. I've got an Eagle sitting. Where's my Eagle? Hello, Eagle.
It's off.
I can't remember it. I think I've got my Eagle sitting. They have the Eagle sitting over there, right? It's just you can just there. So it is. But the Eagle, I've got an Eagle. That's the only toy I retained. I used to have
the model of Commander Striker's car. No, I want the model. How can you be a model of Commander Striker's car?
Basically, in effect,
that's a good one.
It's amazing there was only 2 cars in that whole program because that was. It's very modernistic, and they're all saying. See, the thing is, I need to rewatch it again because I've been watching the documentaries.
Those cars were recycled from a film.
Yes, they were actually saying they were the most uncomfortable to sit in because they were all straight edges.
Yeah.
So when they were sitting, it's not like you were sitting in a nice, comfy chair. You were sitting in this thing; it was all right angles, and it was digging in and stuff like that. So when they were sitting there and filming, if it went, it was all digging into them. It was amazing. But I'm still very happy. It's something I've been wanting for a long, long time. Been sitting in a box since it came just after Christmas.
It's a great retirement present to yourself.
Yes, it is a great retirement present to myself. So I'm happy. It's exactly what I wanted, and it is not a wee tiny figure, as you can see, sitting in the hand.
Just so make sure the grandkids get hold of it.
No, they're not allowed in my room. I've told them they're not allowed in the room, but in all of fairness, if any one of the two of them,
Mm-hmm.
they don't. It doesn't need to be the boy or the girl. Any one of the two of them, because all my three girls grew up with all this stuff. If they came in and they were like me, say, "Can I actually play with that?" I would say, "Of course." Are you going to break it? And they would say, "No." Then the two of us would sit and play with it.
Okay.
So he would have the one. I would have the spaceship, and they would have the Viper chasing it, or they would have the Eagle chasing it. So I'm okay with the kids playing with my stuff.
Well,
It's for me. It's not for collecting to sell. It is for me, and it's for me to play with. Hence the reason why it's out of the box, Alex.
well, with this, I really can't build it because look at it.
I used to be able to build those.
But
Hey,
judging by,
I'm not saying that I used to build them, but excuse me a wee second. This is in my drawer right next to me.
well,
So
I
you
want
can imagine I used to actually this used to be my tool drawer for.
If I find a model maker who can turn it into a studio model, that'd be great. Where I can detach the legs and it can be in flight mode because it goes well with Thunderbird 2 because it's the same scale.
Superb. That'll look cool once you've got it done.
Oh yes, and then I'll probably have a sign up saying hands off because I had one.
What you trying to say, Philip would play with?
No, it wasn't Philip. It wasn't Philip.
It wasn't.
No, it was my older brother. He decided one day to go fly with it, and next thing you know, he broke it.
As an older brother, that's our right.
Yeah. I know.
As a younger brother, your right is to actually break it.
Well, Philip knows not to touch certain things.
I see. As a middle brother, Alec, you actually hit the. I'm an older brother, so I'm allowed to do this, but I'm also a younger brother, so I'm allowed to do this as well. Whereas there was only me and my brother, but we had three older sisters, so he was the younger brother, so he would break all my stuff and no tell me, whereas I would just actually take his stuff and break them and tell him. So it was an older brother thing.
I was hoping to do an unboxing of this, but it still hasn't been released.
Still not?
No, I'm still waiting on it. No money's been taken from my account.
That'll look cool. That'll look cool.
Yeah, I can't wait until it comes out. But it's all it's saying is spring.
It's actually a decent price as well.
Yeah.
What's the dimensions on it?
It's just like the old original Corgi one, the Matchbox ones.
Well, but that's not too bad. That's actually a decent size because I've got it up there. So I have.
Oh, hello. No. Back. Right, here we go. Right. And I'm not getting Fab 1, but I'm getting these. So I've never been a fan of Fab 1. But the interesting thing about Thunderbird 3, they've had to change the nose, well, higher up the nose cone. And the reason is they're doing that is because Thunderbird 5 is going to be released. And Thunderbird 3 is going to dock with Thunderbird 5.
I think it's going to be a nice set because I've got the Thunderbirds up there, as you know, because you sent us a couple of the Thunderbirds figures, which are all sitting in the shelf. Obviously, Thunderbirds 4 is not quite to scale to the Thunderbirds 2 I've got because I've got the old Corgi Thunderbirds 2 and the Thunderbird 4 is about that size, and there's no way in earth that's it because that was the one you sent me. Remember? Yeah, that's not going to fit in there at all. But it's still I've got them there, and I've got Thunderbirds 1 and 3, but they're small figures. So
what I was going to say is that this has been announced as soon as I bring up the image, because I've got it on the American Blu-ray.
I was just looking at Miranda's. That's bugger. They're printed alien. Get dropped. That's an absolute bugger.
Okay, yeah, this will be. I'm hoping to get this in the future. I'll just bring it up on share screen for a minute. I can't wait until this is released.
Blu-ray or 4K.
Yeah.
In the original
Also, become later. But the problem is, I've got that's coming out, but it's got added extras and everything else. But it's in the original 4:3 format, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the great thing. But when I got the 4:3 format, I got the Blu-ray. But the problem is, this is American, so I can't play it.
You can. You just need to buy a non-region Blu-ray player,
And,
which will add an extra couple of quid.
I know,
Blu-ray
but,
player.
I can't. It's just a shame. But apparently, with the new one, it's the same as this. But the thing is that they're tweaking it a bit because there were some things that didn't work out. So, but I can't wait to get it because apparently it's got the anniversary episodes on it, and I've got the anniversary or the other one. Because I sponsored this years ago. This is the 50th anniversary one.
Yeah.
And
I was actually just thinking, if you came across somewhere that does stickers, as in letters that you can stick, and there's good quality stickers.
What do you mean by
because
stickers?
See your chair, you need to get down the back where your spine sits. I bet it says Thunderbirds.
No,
because you've got three.
Right.
You've got Thunderbird 3.
Saying about this chair, I'm not going to have it for long in the future because it's starting to. If I showed it, look, it's starting to go.
It's basically, but it's a shame because you could have had Thunderbirds down where your spine is, so it's because it says
what I really want, and I'm a great lover of Thunderbird too, but I really want the Thunderbird one.
What I really want, I want Kirk's arm, captain's chair. I want that, and basically you can go whoop, and watch DVDs just by pressing it on the control. That's what I want. I want a Kirk's captain's chair. Don't want a Picard's one because I don't want two other people sitting next to me. I basically want Kirk's sitting there so I could just sit and lean forward.
I
broke it.
No.
Yeah. I just nudged it
That's
with my
all
elbow.
you did. You broke it on screen.
I just nudged it with the elbow. It's just basically still in perfect condition. It's just that I knocked it off, if you pardon the expression. It's a knockoff.
Right, PJ. That's got to go in a glass cabinet or something.
It's good. It's basically there's a space getting made there for it. It's going to be actually in that cabinet. It's going to be on this cabinet because in this cabinet you'll see the Viper down there. You'll see Kirk, and there's a Cylon and stuff like that down in that one. Up there is all my McFarlane figures, and in here are miscellaneous like cufflinks and stuff. They're getting moved out because of space, and it's going in there.
They can't have the films on it because they are owned by MGM.
It's the same as the Pink Panther stuff.
Yeah.
There's 6 Pink Panther movies, but you can buy the box set with 5 because the 6th one was made by a different company.
Yeah.
They never put them together.
You can't have the films on it, I'm afraid, but it's just the TV series and the 50th anniversary. So that's
Amanda wants Palpatine's throne from the second Death Star. Big thing. Dun, 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 dun.
I think that could be obtained somehow or something like that because I've seen the
Game of Thrones chair. I've seen the Game of Thrones chair. I've got a picture of me sitting in it.
On the Game of Thrones
I've got a picture of me sitting in it, but never been a fan of it. But see, I remembered it was called Game of Thrones there when we were talking about it. Yet the last time it just went boing.
I've never seen Game of Thrones. That's the thing.
See, there's a difference. Like mine's is tea.
Mm-hmm.
His is alcohol.
This is not
You would,
alcohol.
you would never catch me with alcohol.
No, but you got plenty of red, not red.
Iron Brew.
Iron Brew, that's it.
In my Marvel mug. 50p out
Yeah.
of B&M.
I've just got dinosaurs.
50p out of B&M. That's the reason I've got it.
Well, the thing is that I drink out of paper cups because I can't be bothered to wash up a glass.
I see.
If I wash up a glass, I have to keep like.
I've got 2 crates of cans there because I do the same thing. If I can't be bothered going to get a glass, I've got a can. I've got 2 crates of cans there. I've got 2 big bottles sitting down here, and I've got 2 crates there.
Wendy, can you please send us a picture so we can share it on live stream?
Some people do the Superman t-shirt. I do the Iron Brew. See, if it was a zippy run, it would have been better because I went zip, but it didn't, so I had to lift it up. It's not quite the same.
I know.
It's not quite the same.
I know. Well, anyway, yeah. So we'll
I've got a couple of other things I've picked up recently.
Well, anyway, Thunderbirds. It is the 60th anniversary, but it's not till September. So
it'll be then. So
yeah.
Yes, tobacco made in Scotland from girders. That's the old advert. They had to change the name from Iron Brew, IRONBREW, just in case people think it was brewed from iron. And you're sitting there thinking, are these people absolutely crazy? They had to change the name from Iron Brew because people might think it was brewed from iron and it's unsafe to drink. It's called Iron Brew. It's like getting a marathon. That doesn't mean somebody ran 26 point whatever miles just to actually give you a bar of chocolate. But we have to call it Snickers. You can take that and Snickers and up your Snickers.
Well, Mars bar's not from Mars, is it?
No, but my friend, she saw this book and she thought of me. I don't know why.
Okay, I'll bring you up on the solo.
The Book of General Ignorance.
Everything
you think you know is wrong. So it's on my reading list. I've still got a couple of other books I've to read. I've literally, it's got, how many moons does the Earth have? At least 7. So it gives you the basic answer, and then it actually gives you a lot of more information about it.
Hey, Jay. I've just got to bring this up on share screen for a minute because Wendy's just sent it to me.
Oh, superb. See, that's a complete opposite. Mine looks it basically looks as if it's actually holding in a bag of seed. So it does, but that looks cool. But there you go. Does the Earth go round the moon or the moon round the Earth? Both. They go around one another. So it's things like that. It's no the Earth. The moon doesn't go round the Earth. They go around each other. And it's things like which one of these is a Chinese invention? Glass, rickshaws, chop suey, or fortune cookies?
Say that again.
Which one of these are Chinese inventions? Glass, rickshaws, chop suey, or fortune cookies?
Glass.
Chop suey.
Ah.
These are many fancied stories about its American origins, but it is a Chinese dish. Glass isn't Chinese.
Right.
The earliest known glass artifacts are found in Egypt. The rickshaw was invented by an American missionary who first used it to wheel his invalid wife through the streets. Fortune cookies are also American. So it's things like that. So it's got information. Everything you think you know is true is wrong, and
that
it
would be
tells
great
you why.
to get the gang back together. You could do like a questionnaire.
But the other things I got, other books I got, are these two. My son-in-law enjoys them. He had two of them, and the only way he could get the complete set was buy it, which means the two he had were gone. So, Dungeons and Dragons books. Stagger the Barbarian. It's game books. Crimson Sea and the Ice Dragon. So it's live or die. It's your choice. A new they're solo adventures. So as you're reading it, you get to a page and it'll actually say, what choice do you make?
Ooh, don't tell Colin because he loves his games.
So, like, for instance, where is it? If you wish to continue the quest, go to section 39. If you feel enough and stand before the tribunal and to return to the village, go to section 112. So it's things like that. So it's, in effect, it's a solo adventure. You can read it and make different choices each time, and it'll basically goes different ways. Both of them. So I've got, if you pardon the expression, I can go solo with both of them. Can go solo while I'm reading these books. But they're actually quite good. They've obviously got the wee Dungeons and Dragons story, but it's not just the usual stuff. So you've got so it's basically got some artwork in it as well. So it's a good wee read. And it's typical Dungeons and Dragons. So it is. Guess who made that?
Oh.
From the co-creator of Dungeons and Dragons, Gary Gygax and Flint Dill. Not Flint Dibble. No. Flint Dill. But Gary Gygax. These two are Gary Gygax ones. That's why my son-in-law, wanted to get them, because he likes the Gary Gygax stuff. And so he got the set, but he had these two spare, so he gave them to me. He gave them to me and I forgot them because I'd been carrying on with the kids and I just left them. Then the next time I came over, they were sitting at the top of my hat. And I thought, I did forget them, honest. So that's what I got. I've got a lot more. I keep buying DVDs, but I'm replacing a lot of my DVDs. I've given 2 full of those. See those big bags? I've given 2 full of those to my nephew. Not to the charity shop. I gave them to my nephew because he likes physical media. I've got a full 2 bags, the big B&M bags, the big enormous one. Got 2 of them full of DVDs. I've got one of them full of toys and stuff. So I've got a lot more stuff, and I will gradually, maybe month by month, show them. But I've just not got any space to put them. I'm trying to think what else I got new. It's actually out. A lot of stuff that I've got new, but they're not actually out on my shelves or anything like that. Obviously, that doesn't count.
Well, the Mechanoid I gave you.
The Mechanoid that somebody sent to me?
Yes.
Alec?
Right, yeah. One thing I've got to show is what you sent to me. Because I found out how much it's going to cost for the frames, and I went, sod that. I've still got these.
Hey, do you know somebody who actually just got 4 bits of wood in a right angle?
I will have these framed. Have these framed. But at the moment, it's just getting them framed professionally and that, and where you're on a limited budget, it's really annoying.
Hey, wait a minute. What's this?
What's that?
Okay, Julie, what were you talking about, Ben? What were you talking about that? You know what I mean? So we've obviously mentioned something that they were talking about, and it just weird. And the solo adventures, I used to play them years ago, but it's been a while. But I got the opportunity to get them. I've got a few books. One of my friends is another. I've got another author who's a friend. Used to play Dungeons and Dragons. He was our GM, and he also worked. He did another group, and he's actually taken the other group's characters and made a story and made it into a book. So he published last year. Still on my shelf for reading. Halfway through Darren still. I've got 7 what you call them, metal detecting magazines. I get 2 a month. I've got 7 and I'm still sitting there unread. Reading's terrible because Dungeon Crawler Carol brought book 7 out. So what did I do? Started from book 1 again. So I'm going through and they're like 26 hours each. And I'm not driving as much, so I'm only listening when I get a chance, which is going to my kit and stuff like that. So, Chinese food. Right, okay, right, I get it. So we're talking it and we just mentioned it. So, but I need to actually stop listening to audiobooks when I'm sitting, because I could sit and read a book because I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting. But because Dungeon Crawler Carol book 7's out, I'm redoing them all, and I want to get to the point where I can listen to the new book. It's terrible. I should listen to the new book, then go back and restart them all. But I used to do it when I was reading Wheel of Time. Every time a new book was coming out, I would read from book 1 and start right up to where I was, so I had caught up in the whole story by the time the new book had come out. And I like doing that, but it's getting to the point where I've got 5 books now on my shelf, 7 magazines on my shelf, and I sit and listen to an audiobook. It's just laziness. Terrible.
Well,
Red Rising books. I've not actually listened to them. What is the Red Rising books? Is that a D&D type one? I'm assuming it's a D&D type one. The D&D type one I would recommend is NPC. It's based on, it starts off, there's 4 or 5 books in the series. Yeah. So it starts off in these 4 adventurers, and it's a Dungeons and Dragons adventurers. So people are playing these characters, and they go in, and the DM says to them, sci-fi, basically me. But see if you actually want a good D&D type book, it's called NPC. Right, that's the first book in the series. Right, basically, so they go in, and the DM says to them, "Are you all going to have alcohol?" And they says, "Yes, we're in a village, we're happy." And he says, "All of you?" And he says, "Uh-huh." So they all have alcohol. They say, and so he rolls some dice, and they all die. And he goes, "What do you mean we all die?" He says, "Well, when you were foraging for food, you rolled a natural 1, and you found mushrooms. And did you not think that was a wee bit weird? And they were called Death Cap. And if you take them and have alcohol within 6 hours of taking them, it kills you. If you don't have alcohol, you get poisoned for a week, but it's survivable. But you all took alcohol, so it killed you. Then it flips to the inn. And there's the inn with the NPCs all sitting there. Would you like a drink? And then they take it and they all go, boom, drop dead. And people are going. So the NPCs realise that the 4 adventurers are on a mission from the crazy king, who's got a habit, if somebody's under watch for him, if anything happens to him, he kills everybody around him. So to save their village, the 4 NPCs take up the identity and the mission that the 4 dead adventurers took, and they go on. So it's NPCs. It's about these 4 taking it, and then they meet up with the same ones later on, and they're going, was there no meant to only be 6 parties in this thing? How's there 7? And stuff like that. So the books are changing because the 2 worlds are colliding.
Yeah.
It's really good. And it's not just that, it's not a stupid comedy. It is a really, really good book. It's not Matt Dinniman. Matt Dinniman done Dungeon Crawler Carol. I think it's Jazz something or other. Hold on. Give me 2 secs. NPC. Did that just actually build that mic? Drew Hayes. Drew Hayes did it. Right. So, and there is, how many books? I think there's 5 books in the series at the moment. Come on. Drew Hayes. Because he also did, he did the Superpowered, which I've read them all. That's a really good book. There's 4 years, so it's about them graduating college, and Superpowered, believe it or not, it's all about people with superpowers. The world has people with superpowers, so you've got your superpowers and super villains, and you've got that. But come on, is that the? That's not it. It's typical. See, actually try to get back to the one. Split the party. There it's there. Spells, swords and stealth is the gameplay system. But you've got NPC, split the party, going rogue, siege tactics, and noble roots. Noble roots is the most recent one, and that's August 22. He did one every a few years, 3 years. So there's 5 books in the series. The next one should be out this year, I think, because it's usually every 3 years he did one, because he does other stuff. But if you're going for it, it's NPC. It's from the book series Spells, Swords, and Stealth, Dungeons and Dragons. What happens when haggling is done and the shops are closed? Then the quests are given, the steed saddles, and the adventurers off on their next encounter. They keep the world running, the food cooked, the horses shoed, yet the adventurers never even spare a thought or concerns for the non-player characters. In the town of Maplebark, 4 such NPCs settle in for a night and are actively ignoring the adventurers drinking the tavern when things go quickly and fatally awry. Once the dust settles, these 4 find themselves faced with the impossible choice, pretend to be the adventurers undertaking a task of near certain death, or see the town and loved ones destroyed. Armed only with the salvaged equipment, second-hand knowledge, and secret that could get them all killed, it will take all the manners of miracles if they hope to pull off this charade, and if they succeed, the deadliest part of the journey may well be await them at the end. So that's just basically the bump introducing it. It is so good. So it is. I would recommend it. Anybody that likes a good D&D type thing, that it takes it, it twists it. It takes the world. You're playing your characters, but your characters, as you're playing them, are actually on an alternate world, and you're controlling these characters. So all the NPCs in the background have got lives out with when you see them, and these things happen. If things happen, it basically, if they do something, it changes. Then it changes the books, because the 2 worlds are actually colliding, and it's basically one affects the other. Now the other one's starting to affect that. So you had our world's D&D affecting that world, but because things are happening, they're now affecting this world, and it's just such a really good story. So it does. I've basically listened to. I've got them in Audible, but I've listened to them 2-3 times. Keep waiting for the new one to come through. Dungeon Crawler Carol, as you're aware, I'm in love with that book series at the moment.
Well, shall we start wrapping up?
Yeah, 10 minutes, because I need to be going.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, join us again.
Yep.
We will put a notification out. It won't be weekly, not a chance. And I enjoy just sitting, chatting about books, TV shows. Still enjoy that.
Well,
Still don't like the new stuff. I still don't watch the new stuff. The new stuff, as I said, I've watched was what, Blacklist. You know what I mean?
Well, I was going to say, shall we come back on the 12th?
You're saying that as if I've got my diary in front of me, and there's my diary. Right, okay. The 12th. No, I'm away. I'm away at the air races. I'm away. Me and my wife are away to the air races on the 12th.
Okay. So, well,
we're going to the races. We're going to do a March Brothers, a day at the races.
Okay. How about the 5th?
Well, I'm up first thing. I'm down in England, believe it or not, on the 6th. So I'm up really sharp, metal detecting in Carlisle.
What we do, we make an announcement.
What about the 19th?
Oh, the 19th is an Easter weekend. Then yeah, we can do that.
That's the Saturday after you mentioned the 12th, but the 19th I'm free.
Okay, yeah, 19th. We'll be back on the 19th then.
Yeah, I'll put that in my diary right now. Only for the simple fact is, if I don't put things in my diary, I completely and utterly forget them. So it goes in my diary. People laugh, but my memory's getting that bad that I need to actually put things in my diary just so I remember them. But also, why the hell's that saying that? I told it not all day. See, system, I hate this system. You click something and it changes it. See, if I knew somebody that was in IT, it could actually fix this for me. It would make it easier. And don't look at me because I've retired. It doesn't count with me. I don't do things like that anymore.
Anyway, me and Colin will be back with Monday night with FFSI on the 7th of April. Colin and so me and PJ will be back on the 19th.
Yep, I've got it in my diary.
And everyone, thank you for tuning in to watching us, especially PJ making his grandiose return to streaming.
Grandiose, I like that one.
But anyway, it is great. It is great. Me and you having a chat and this and that and showing.
Yeah, definitely. It's always handy. And as I said, I have missed this part of it, but it started to get.
I can do an unboxing of my Thunderbirds.
Yes, fingers crossed. And you never know what I'm going to have next time, but I'm not going to be buying new stuff. And I've got a load of stuff in there that have been bought prior to retirement. This is just all my old stuff. But until then, remember, I'm still not old.
Yeah.
I'm classic.
Take care, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye, and thanks, Darren. The UFO is just superb. I love it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.